All right, here we are with the 2013 Acura TL, Acura TL with 70,000 miles. I just took my body stick here by hand, and I went and pulled on some of this here, which is where the main part of the damage was. We're just bringing this back to here by hand, you know, not using a frame machine or anything, just pulling by hand. We're going to pull this upper radiator support back into position, and then we're going to cut it all out and replace it. But we're going to pull it back into position, and that way we can see what's damaged, you know, what's not damaged, replace the things that need to be replaced. But so far, so good. The hit was just right here. Really didn't hurt, you know, anything special. All simple stuff to me. I'm going to have my wife start the car so you can hear the motor, hear that it runs fine. Go ahead and start it up. And I'm going to show you the oil. Here's the oil in it. Nice and clean oil. And it's full. And now let's go ahead and start it up. Runs real nice. I drove it in here. All right, shut it off. I don't want it to run long because, well, there's not much fluid in the radiator because the radiator is broken. But runs great. Oil's full. Looks nice. Looks like it was well serviced its life, you know, from what I've seen so far. We'll find out more as I get into it. But I'm going to pull this out. The rest of the way, we got about another inch to go coming out. Then I'm going to cut this all out and replace it all. But I'm going to pull it out first, and I'm going to find all the broken parts behind it. You know, maybe the fan, who knows, whatever's broken over here. Fan shroud, fans, you know, radiator, condenser, whatever's broken. Horn, maybe. I mean, you know, that looks like it's broken. We're going to find all those parts that are broken. The headlight, of course. We're going to straighten everything up, and we're going to replace all those broken items. We're going to replace this radiator support, and then we'll be able to put it right back together. And there's no damage on your impact bar. Impact bar is nice and straight. I'm standing dead center in front of the car, and there's your impact bar. Impact bar was not struck at all. Your impact was up high and right here, which is what you want. You want them hit up high. You don't want them hitting the bar. You don't want them hitting the frame rails. See, there's a frame rail going right here underneath this bar. I mean, you know, attached to the impact bar right here. Same on the other side. There's your frame rail starting back there. But here you can actually see the rail. That's the rail there. All our impact was up here. We didn't have any impact on the bar. So you see everything here is intact from here down. But everything from here up, that's where it went in. So usually what happens is somebody hits an SUV or a van or a pickup truck, you know, before they hit them, they realize they're going to hit them, they slam on the brakes. The front of the car dips down, and it goes underneath the back of the car that they hit. And the rails don't get hurt if you're lucky enough to have that kind of accident, which is exactly what we have here. And that's the reason I bought this car, because I don't have to worry about the engine cradle, the suspension, the rails being all twisted and tweaked. We don't have any of that to worry about. We simply have to pull this radiator support out, deal with a little tiny bit of apron damage right there, which we just hand straighten, and put a new radiator support in. We'll cut all of this out and replace it. Weld it in, just like new. Put us a new radiator, condenser, all these broken parts, whatever they are, we'll replace all of them all at one time, and then the car will go down the road just like new. And we just took the hood off. We set it off to the side so we had more light to see what's going on. And of course, we have a new hood. We have a new fender going on, new bumper cover. You know, it'll all be new. And I'll videotape it in increments through the process. But the first thing that we do is pull them out. We find the most impacted part. So this is where most of the impact came in. And so that's the first thing we pulled out. So I've already moved this about 4 or 5 inches. And we have 1 more inch to go until it returns to where it was resting originally. So once we bring it back to its original position, which I'll do in just a second, then we'll cut some of this out and begin the replacement process. And there'll be a lot of gingerbread parts, a bunch of little stuff that you don't know, you don't think's broken. That's just the way it goes. When you encounter those things, just buy them, put them in there, make them right, and your customer's going to appreciate it. They're going to come back and buy more. And that's the way you do it. And if you videotape it and you explain what you do, and you have love for what you do, and you do it the right way, and you want to make nice cars for people, the people will always come back to you. And that's what I've been doing for 20-some years. I've been on eBay since 2001. I was an original power seller way back in the day. I've sold, you know, a lot of cars in my lifetime. And I've moved into, you know, only low mileage. I don't really even do anything with high mileage anymore. So this has 70,000 miles on it. The interior is beautiful. And I picked this car out because of its condition. So there's the inside. We haven't cleaned it. We haven't touched it. Of course, we're going to replace that. See that center console there where it's a little bit beat up. They all do that. If you got an Acura from this year range, these 13s, like 2008, 10, 12, 13, all of them, they all have that armrest issue. But anyway, we haven't cleaned it yet. It's a nice car. You know, it's a nice car. It's all together. You know, nobody's worn this out. You know, you see a little bit of dirt here, you know, but nobody's torn it up. It's not all busted up and, you know, all crummy. The floors, the carpets are nice. It needs a cleaning, but it's not real bad. It's going to clean up just like new. It's not been, you know, rode hard and put away wet, so to speak. So it's a good car. Once we get it together, it'll be really nice. But that's the way I like to buy them. This car has no airbags out. All the airbags are good. One thing that is fired in the SRS system, which is supplemental restraint system, is the driver's seatbelt. So let me explain. These cars, when the seatbelt's fired, the reels lock. And actually, you know, now you can't get the seatbelt to go back in. So what you have to do is over there in the center of the console, there's an airbag module. You have to pull that out. You have to send it out, have it reset, take all the crash damage out, crash history out of it, or buy a replacement one if you want to. And then you have to take this seatbelt assembly out, and you can send it out to a place called Safety Restore up north in Boston, I think it's where they are. And Safety Restore will rebuild your seatbelt for you. And then you'll have a new seatbelt ready to go. And what they do is they fix the reel, they put new charges in it. If you have anchor charges, some are two-stage, where there's a charge at the anchor that pulls it down to help lock it, and then you have a charge on the reel. And it's a real charge, like gunpowder. And it explodes, it causes the reel to lock in a moment's notice, and it causes the seatbelt to pull down and tighten restraint on the driver or passenger. And the reason it does that is so that when the seatbelt stretches on impact, that if it were to stretch, if it had a big impact and the seatbelt were to stretch, that this would account for the stretching in the belt and keep you tight to the seat so you wouldn't get hurt as bad. And that's the whole purpose of it. It's very simple, but it's very effective. So we'll have that repaired, and this is a minor impact. So it's really probably did not have to fire in this case, but that's the way it's set up. So they fire, and it's no big deal for us. We fix them all the time. We just send the modules out, and have the data taken out of them, and we send the reels out, the entire seatbelt assembly, reels, anchors, everything, and have them fixed. And Safety Restore does that for us up north. We mail them out there, they mail them back to us all fixed, and we put them back in, and then we go in the car, and we get the system, we reset everything, put it all back to normal, and then everything will be working like it's supposed to. Not a hard process. We do this day in and day out, very often. So, getting back to it here, very nice car so far. I'm very happy with the damage it has on it. There's no, unexpected, I'm not surprised about anything. Probably the only thing I didn't see is this here. This guy here, I didn't see that. But I mean, so what? So we're probably going to need another headlight, and we'll have to straighten this. Other than that, everything's good. The side of this car is nice and straight. The paint's nice. The interior's nice. It looks like it even has decent tires on it. That's yet to be seen. We haven't checked the brakes and all that stuff, but I mean, just on first glance and driving it, and starting it up and driving it in the garage, it feels really good. It's going to turn out to be a nice car. And here's another thing we had that we didn't see. We'll have to fix this. So when we fix it, we fix all of it. So when it's done, it's going to look like new. You're not going to be able to tell that it was damaged. It's going to look just like it's supposed to look. And that's the goal, is to put the car back in normal condition like it was, and provide the customer with a great car for a fair deal. And that's what we'll do. And so this is the car, and we're going to be started on it now. We're probably going to take some days off. We have Thanksgiving coming up, so we might not work on it too much in the next week or two, but we will work on it. And I will try to videotape most of what I do, or at least make a video afterwards explaining what I've done. But we do have a lot of things going on this time of year. So, but in the end, you will have a great record of what's done here, and hopefully you learn something from the way I do it. I don't know. it's great to have people watching. If you're watching the video and if you like it, you enjoy it, click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching Car Plaza.